Morning students. In this video we will see about the Lin Bus. So many mechanical components in the automotive sector have been replaced or now being replaced by intelligent mechanical systems. A lots of wires are needed to connect these components to reduce the amount of wires to handle communication between these systems. So many car manufacturers, they have created different bus systems that are incompatible with each other. So in order to have a standard sub-bus for manufacturers, they have formed a consortium to define a new communication standard for the automotive sector. So the new bus called as Lin Bus, that is local interconnect network, was invented to be used in simple switching applications like car seats, door locks, sunroofs, rain sensor, mirrors and so on. So what is Lin? It's a local area interconnect network. Local interconnect network, it was developed to further reduce the cost of automotive networks. It was designed to complement the available and proven bus system in areas where lower data quantities must be transmitted reliably. Thus, Lin buses are mostly used for comfort functions, for example, actuators, switches or illumination elements. So architecture allows the representation of the necessary bus logic in hardware. So many microcontrollers able to operate a Lin bus with a UART or SCI. So Lin bus follows the master-slave principle. A master initiates a communication with one or several slaves. Bus communication can only take part if a master is connected. So the master triggers the connected slaves to send the data consecutively. A slave cannot begin the data transfer autonomously. So the weakest point of a Lin bus is thus the master. If it fails, communication on the bus stops. So apart from that, the master requires knowledge about all the connected slaves to send the cyclical request or request defined in a scheduled table. So the Lin bus is a subsystem based on a serial communication protocol. So based upon the master slave, it uses a single wire to transmit the data. So this is a Lin network overview. So to detect that is defective nodes, data checksum and parity check guarantee the safety and error detection. So this basics of Lin communication. So it uses single master, multiple slave. So the Lin frame, it consists of header and a response part. So to initiate a communication with the slave, the master sends the header part. If the master wants to send data to the slave, it goes on sending the response part. The master requests data from the slave sends the response part. So direct communication between the slaves is not possible in Lin bus. This is object oriented and not address oriented. So Lin protocol is time triggered. The master periodically sends the same sequence of Lin frame. So the header contains the identifier which identifies the Lin frame and the data it contains. So the response part, it consists mainly of data of selectable length. So this is one example for this Lin bus. So the slave is a sensor measuring an analog value which is communicated to the master via Lin. So the slave continuously measures its analog input independently from the Lin communication. In response to that, master requests the slave sends the up-to-date last measured value of the analog. So to achieve a good level of security, so checksum and error detection mechanism also implemented. So these are the important feature is to enable the slave MCU to run with low cost oscillators such as integrated RC oscillator. So in order to obtain a very low power consumption, the master is able to send a sleep frame. To wake up the network, any node can send a so-called wake up signal. And these are all the applications of Lin bus and roof, steering wheel, seat, engine, grill, climate, for the door and for illumination. For all the things you can use a Lin bus to control the particular application. So thank you for watching this video.